This is English shorthand dictation number 106 and the dictation speed is 160 words per minute. Ready? Start. Honorable Speaker, Sir, I am grateful to the honorable members who have participated in the debate on the budget. I am thankful to the honorable members who have given their general support to the proposals contained in the budget. I am all the more grateful to the honorable members who have taken a critical attitude. This is because I realize that we are faced with a complex and very difficult situation. There are no straight answers to many of the questions. There are no simple solutions. Therefore, I realize that there would be alternative approaches to every question. When honorable members made points which were not in conformity with the proposals, it is not as if they had no relevance or no validity at all. I can assure honorable members that it is not just without any discussion or detailed study that I have formulated these proposals. I have had as much wide discussion as possible. There has been a very detailed examination of the various problems. On that basis, I have made my judgment and formulated the proposals. I do not claim that these are the very best proposals. Therefore, in a situation of this sort, the other points of view are more important than the points of view which have been in support of the proposals. I would assure the honorable members that I shall certainly examine all the points that have been made, and if there are any problems or difficulties, it would be my endeavor to correct them as we go along. At the same time, I would like to say that there was a consensus, particularly with regard to the priority we have got to observe in tackling the problems. Almost all the honorable members have emphasized the aspect of inflation, because if the general price rise goes on in the same manner as it has been going on during the last 2 years, it would be an end of all our planning process. It would create a lot of problems for the economy as a whole, because it is in an inflationary situation that the income distribution also gets distorted. Therefore, the Government of India attaches great importance to the tackling of the inflationary situation. First of all, the inflationary situation should be tackled on the basis of a financial discipline. That financial discipline has to be observed in these sectors, if I may say so. One of them is the sector of public spending or public consumption. Here, the central and state governments and various institutions which are attached to these governments are concerned. The second is the private consumption, where commercial credit is being utilized. The third is the illegitimate sector or the black money sector. Unless we tackle these three sectors, we may not be able to achieve results on a lasting basis. As far as the financial discipline in the government sector is concerned, it is for the central government to set an example. In this regard, even the former Minister of Finance had been reviewing the situation periodically. We are trying to find out where unnecessary expenditure could be reduced and whether some of the project could be postponed without affecting the target for their completion. Therefore, it would have to be a continuing exercise within the central government where all the ministries would have to cooperate. I am glad to say that there has been cooperation and response from all the ministries with regard to this aspect. As a result, there will be an obligation on the part of the state governments also to observe the same kind of financial discipline. I am sure that the honorable members might remember that up to the last plan period, the state governments had used overdraft from the Reserve Bank of India for their various schemes and programs. After some time, it looked as if there was competition among the state governments with regard to the overdraft from the Reserve Bank. This was leading to a very unpleasant situation. When I was in the Planning Commission, we took up this question. In consultation with the state governments, we came to a conclusion that this practice should not be permitted. Therefore, no state government would be allowed to take overdraft for the purpose of raising resources for their schemes and projects. At the end of these discussions, various guidelines have been laid down. It has been clearly laid down that if the overdraft continues for more than a week, notice would be given and payments would be stopped. I would like to inform the honorable members in this House that it has had a good effect, even though there are certain difficult cases. In discussion with the state governments and in discussion with the Reserve Bank of India, we have taken various measures with regard to these few states to overcome the situation. Having dealt with the budget proposals, I now come to the economic policies. What I am saying is that the economic policies should be really changed today. I was shocked and the honorable members were shocked by those who had spoken outside the House in favor of capitalism. They are on the one hand praising the previous government for helping the big business houses in many ways. On the other hand, they are also helping the forces that are working against the weaker sections. This is the technique adopted by those who support capitalism today. As a result of this technique, it is they who gain and the country suffers. At this stage, I would like to dispute the facts and figures given by the honorable members on the other side of this House. The report of the Reserve Bank of India shows that there is no stagnation in agricultural production. It also tells us how the production has gone up. The production has gone up because the government of India has taken the initiative to pump funds into the rural economy. We have been catering to all the needs of the small farmers. As a result of that, we have been able to see a rise in production of agricultural commodities. When they were in power, they were more interested in implementing programs for the benefit of the rich agriculturists. The big farmers were more interested in making quick money and huge profits. They were interested in exploiting the laborers and poorer sections of the society. They were indulging in holding, black marketing and other bad practices. They got the support from the big farmers for their party during elections and at other times. On account of this, we are not in a position today, even in this budget, to find the resources in the rural sector of the economy. If they had adopted measures for getting finances through tax on agricultural income, we would have had a huge reserve of funds with us. If they had got that money, it would not have been necessary to raise excise duty and other similar levies. I would like to draw the attention of the honorable members to what has been happening in the industrial sector during the last 5 years of their government. It is these capitalists who are deliberately stopping production. It had compelled them on the one hand to give concessions in the name of incentive for production. On the other hand, those capitalists had been earning huge profits by raising the prices, creating scarcities and starving the nation. This is what has been happening. Therefore, the bad element in the economy has been the big money, whether in agriculture or industry. They have been giving concessions to them in the name of production instead of taking action against them. They are responsible for our laborers losing their jobs. We are all for production. Our country cannot survive if by the hard work of our countrymen we do not raise production. I am proud to say that I am a part of the working classes. Therefore, I attach importance to production. The working classes have always been for production in our country and throughout the world. We are not moving away from production. Sir, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to participate in the debate on atrocities on dalits. I think this is a black day for the people of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes of this country. After this government came into power, atrocities on dalits have increased to such an extent as has never happened from the days of our independence. Mahatma Gandhi fought not only for the freedom of the country but also fought for the freedom of SCs and STs, depressed classes and minorities. These are the people who fought for our freedom. Lakhs of people have given their life for our freedom, including Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Parsis, Sikhs and Jains. It is not that India is meant for a single community or religion. It is meant for the people belonging to all the religions existing before independence in this country. At the same time, Baba Sahib Ambedkar also fought for equality of the depressed classes, including the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. He fought with the British for want of a separate electoral system for the SCs and STs and to bring equality in this nation. constitution. At last, under the able guidance of Mahatma Gandhi at the Round Table Conference, they agreed that we have to have a multiple electoral system with reservations. Baba Sahib Ambedkar agreed to it. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, after getting the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi, appointed Baba Sahib Ambedkar as the chairman of the draft committee of the Constitution of India.